Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to my channel. Today I am very excited to be part of the Scrapmadness video a day. Miranda Weber and Laura Alberts are doing a video every day in the month of March, and today I am their guest designer. So be sure to click in the description below and check out their channels and subscribe to them, and you can check back every day on their channels for new inspiration. I will not be doing a video every day, but I am glad to be a part of this series. So I am starting with this cut file I just saw, and I was very inspired by it. And it is a cut file from Just Nick's Studio store. I will link that as well in the description. And I have traced the flowers, and I only wanted 2 of the 4 flower designs. I really liked these flowers, and I thought once they were cut, they would look really intricate and pretty. So I am also drawing some rectangles that are the shape of my photos, and the tall skinny rectangle I drew is actually going to be a piece of pattern paper, I think, or some type of journaling tag, because I have a little story I wanted to write about, and I wanted to leave a spot down the middle there for my journaling. And then I have 2 square photos, and then a larger rectangular photo and a smaller rectangular photo. And I like doing this in Silhouette Studio because it helps me judge the size of the cut files that I need. So another thing I don't know why, just came to me. I really wanted to go back through my stash and find some old stuff to work with, and I'm working with some Easter photos, and I remembered this crepe paper collection. This is probably 10 years old. I'm guessing, maybe, let's see, maybe not that, I don't know, it's probably around 10 years old. It was called the Neighborhood Collection. I looked for a date on the package, but I could not find a date. And it's a lot of just spring and Eastery icons and sayings and patterns, so I thought it was really pretty and perfect for my photos. So I think it would be great to use my stash. And something else I'm thinking, I think a lot about when using my stash is the way I used to scrapbook when I originally bought this. Scrapbook paper is totally different from the way I scrapbook now. So, like, I never used mixed media techniques when I used it, years ago. So I think you can make some of these older lines look new by, using some of the newer techniques, like I'm doing here with the mixed media, and I'm going to be adding some cut files. So you can make the old look new again. I am using oh gosh, what's the color, that yellow color? I think it's called mustard seed. And the, gosh, I can't remember the name of the coral red color. I'm not sure. I think I know I showed it on the screen. So, but this color I do remember because it is my new all-time favorite color. It's called celery. These are all shimmers, paints. It's so beautiful. I just love this shade of green, and it's perfect for my springy background. And I decided to try to stay away from the blue in the background and just use some pinks and greens and yellows. And I absolutely love the way this background came out. Unfortunately, I had so many photos and a big space for journaling that I really feel that a lot of it gets covered up, but oh well. There will be other pages. So I've cut these leaves out of a dark blue paper and a lighter blue paper. And again, all that paper is from this Crepe Paper Neighborhood Collection. And I'm going to use this piece of pattern paper. It's great for journaling because it has the lines on it. The other side of the blue flowers are actually pink, and I was considering using the pink side, but because I had the pink in the background, I thought that the blue side would be a better contrast. And there's a lot of yellow and red in my photos, so I'm going to use the blue sides for contrast. I also considered printing my photos in black and white because, oh my gosh, bright yellow raincoat and bright red raincoat, so this was going to be a little tough to match, but I think it worked out well, doing a lot of yellow and some coral color elements in the blue for the contrast. That Easter egg banner is so cute. I can't believe I actually never used it before. So it fits perfect there, and it goes along with the colors and actually really picks up a lot of the colors. So I'm super happy about that. And then when I saw this piece of paper, I immediately thought fussy cutting. So I'm going to cut out a couple of these flowers. I don't use all the ones I cut out. but I use a few of them, and I'll cluster them with the blue flowers there. I typically don't use this many photos on my pages, and I think, you know, there's this balance of, okay, do I want to use more photos or do I want to be more artsy on my page? And I think if you use more photos, you know, you don't always have the room to embellish or see the pretty mixed media backgrounds. But, you know, you got a story to tell, so you got to get the photos down. But, you know, I have other pages that I am just focusing on the more of the design and not so much the photo. So I might use one smaller photo. So, you know, it's different for every page. So, quick story about these photos. I'm just, by the way, you can see my fussy cut flowers. I'm kind of layering them over some of the blue flowers. I'm just going through the stickers and stuff and finding a couple other embellishments to add. But it was extremely muddy at this Easter egg hunt, and it was so freezing cold. And my son's face in this picture, he's trying to smile, but he's so bitter cold. It just looks like a grimace. So yeah, it was very, very cold. So I'm going to take some, I really wanted to add some green leaves with these flowers. And I didn't really want to cut them out again with my Cricut and go through my cut files because I know me, and if I go back to my computer, I'll probably be on it for another hour. So I just broke out my die cutting machine and some Tim Holtz dies, some leaf dies. I love the shape of these, and I think it goes great with those flowers. So I'm just going to tuck a few of these leaves. Again, that green paper is still from the same collection. Kind of back to the story about my Easter egg hunt here. So it was so muddy and rainy, and they had, you know, hundreds of these plastic eggs out, and they said go, and all the kids went, and I swear it was over in less than 60 seconds. Like, all the eggs were gone. And there was this one little boy, this poor little boy, who ran out, and he got stuck in the mud, and his boot was like completely deep in the mud, and he pulled his foot right out of his boot and then stepped in the mud with his sock, and he just started crying, and his mom was not around anywhere. And so another lady went over and tried to get him out of the mud, and then my kids went over, and then I went over, and I took a picture of my kids, and the poor kid did not get any Easter eggs at all because the kid was stuck in the mud, and my kids shared their eggs with him. So I was very, very proud of them for doing that. So I put a little photo over on the right of them sharing their eggs with this little boy. So I really love how those leaves make the flower clusters just pop a little bit more. I'm happy with that. I am going to start gluing some things down. I'm going to try to just glue my flowers in place here because I like exactly how they're positioned. And then I will take off some of the upper layers of flowers. And this striped paper, I decided I wanted to stitch around just to give it a little bit more definition. So I'm going to pull it off here in a second, just mark where it is with a pencil. And I stitch around it with some green thread, which is kind of hard to see here. And then I distress the edges a little bit. And then I will glue that down. I decided to map my photo too, my main photo, just to make that stand off. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that the layout is actually a slightly bit different than I had it laid out in the Silhouette Design Studio. I had the large photo all the way to the left, but I decided to put the large photo in the middle over the journaling block. I got some craft foam here to pop my photo off the page. And my other, I only matted my large photo, and I left all the other small photos unmatted. And I'm just going to glue them directly down to the background. So yeah, a lot of that media in the back gets covered up, but it does add a nice, you know, where it is around the photo and like the journaling spot and the flowers, it does add this like nice, soft, I want to say, I'm going to use the word haze around the edge, but that's not exactly the word I want to use, but just a nice, soft edge, I guess, around the photos and stuff, instead of it just being plain white or a plain cardstock color. So to make my photo just pop off, my main photo pop off a little bit more, I fussy cut some tiny scallop borders from one of the pattern papers and glued those on each side of the photo. They're kind of the yellow color that that striped paper is. And as I was looking for alphas, I came across this, I think it's Maggie Holmes puffy stickers, and there was a bunny on them. I was just pulling them out because I was looking for alphas from an old Hip Kit Club kit. And I said, ooh, a bunny, I got to put that on my Easter page. So I took the little bunny off and put that up in the top little sticker where it says spring. And that was super cute. I also, I think my camera cut out for a little while here. I missed my recording, but I used some foam squares to adhere down the centers of my flowers, the fussy cut centers. So I picked out a whole bunch of different alphas. I play around with a couple different ones. That one's just too bold for me, the word egg. I like the color pink, but I don't like how it's outlined in black. It just takes up, it's just too much. These little, are these Pink Fresh or these Hip Kit Club? One or the other. I have no idea what word I could have spelled to use up all the H's already, but I had to kind of do a makeshift H for the word hunt because I didn't have any H's left. So I cut an F, I cut the top bar off the F, and then I took a number 1 and cut off the little piece of the 1 and just made an H. You can't even tell that it was an F and a 1. These letters are much better. These are also Hip Kit Club letters, and they're perfect color coral. And then I am taking just my final touches, some sequins from some Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins, a mix I got last year. It has some greens and pinks in it. They were so staticky, I couldn't get them off my fingers. So I had a couple stuck to my fingers. I kept flicking my hand to get them off my fingers. And I like to put my sequins down with glue dots because I don't think liquid glue holds them on permanently. So glue dots it is. And so that means I have to do one at a time, but that's totally fine. And I think that is about it. I add some journaling under my egg hunt, and I use a date stamp to add my date in the top circle there. And that is all she wrote. Final picture should be coming up here soon. I guess I show you every little sequin I put on this page. Okay, here we go. There's the final picture. The background got a little washed off here in my brightening of the photo, but you'll see it better in the close-up. But I love those cut files. Those flowers are so detailed and so pretty, and even the small ones, the detail cut really nice. I was afraid they might be a little too flimsy, but the small ones did cut really nice. And that Easter egg banner was just perfect. And I am surprised at how well actually these colors went with the colors in my photo. And I just think that this page came together great. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're getting into the spring mood. Again, be sure to check out Laura Albert's and Miranda Weber's channels for their Scrap Madness every day this month in March. Stay scrappy, friends.